The sea has always carried secrets, whispers buried in the crash of waves, shadows hidden in the pull of tides. Sailors once spoke of them with trembling voices, creatures of beauty and death, half woman, half something else. To most, they were legends, songs sung to pass the endless nights at sea. But to those who vanished beneath the waves, the legends were truth. On the forgotten coast, where cliffs rise like jagged teeth and the horizon blurs with mist, the fishermen still leave offerings, shells, coins, even strands of hair. Not because they believe, but because they fear. They say the sea remembers every debt, and the mermaids are her collectors. One such story begins with Elias, a wanderer drawn to the sea. He was not a fisherman, not a sailor, but a man who sought peace in the sound of waves. He came to the coast when the world felt too heavy, when his heart ached for silence. But the silence he found was never empty. On a night painted silver by moonlight, Elias stood at the edge of the rocks, watching the tide pull back like a breath being held. That was when he heard it, the faintest hum, soft and sorrowful, drifting across the water. It was not the cry of a gull or the groan of shifting stone. It was a song, fragile as glass, yet it pierced him to the bone. He searched the shoreline, and there she was, a figure half submerged, her hair dark as ink, her skin pale with the glow of the moon. Her eyes were unlike anything he had ever seen, deep, endless, as though they were not looking at him, but through him. The song faltered when she noticed him. For a moment, neither moved. Elias should have run, should have crossed himself and fled. But something in her gaze held him. It was not hunger, nor malice, but sorrow, an ache so deep it mirrored his own. He returned night after night, drawn by the call. She never spoke, only sang, her voice unraveling like silk over the water. He learned the shape of her songs, the way they shifted with the moon, the way they carried both longing and warning. And though he never touched her, never dared step closer, he felt as though she had wrapped herself around his very soul. But the sea is not kind to men who forget its rules. One evening, the tide rose higher than before. The waves clawed at the rocks, and the song that reached him was different, darker, heavier. It was not sorrow now, but hunger. As he stood frozen, the water churned and more figures surfaced. Eyes glowed faintly beneath the waves, voices joined in harmony. A chorus so beautiful it nearly brought him to his knees. He stumbled backward, heart pounding, yet the song pulled him forward. His mind screamed to resist, but his body betrayed him. Step by step, he followed the melody. The promise of release, of peace, of something beyond the loneliness that had chained him for so long. The last